for another day in Bronie's world. And today I have invited my dear friend Kara Hinton to talk with me or to talk with us all because, guys, we have these amazing hydration sticks. And you may have seen the recording that her and I did yesterday on the sticks, but I've had a few people ask questions and they want to know more in-depth things about them. So I thought this would be a good chance for you to come on and ask Kara your questions. But before we do that, my dear friend Kara is going to share with you a little bit about each of the sticks, a bit like she did the other day. But for those who missed it, see, we have five. You need five to thrive.
There you go. I used to have a group called that.
I know, right? And I call them my five friends. Because, you know, oh, throb in my throat. These guys remind me of that movie. What's that movie? There's a Disney movie where
Inside Out.
Inside Out. That's it. I need to have some more smart this morning. I didn't have enough. Anyway, like I said, I'm really my internet. We've got no power today, so we're just going off data on my phone. So please, if it cuts in and out, guys, Kara's just going to continue and she will answer any questions and stuff because we all know what power outages and internet instability can do. So with no further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Kara to run the show.
All right, well, let's get started and let's all keep our fingers crossed that Bronwyn keeps her service and can stay here with us. So first of all, super excited to be here with everyone and answer some questions and just kind of go through the hydration sticks that have been my entire life since 2017. My family totally embraced them that year and we ran with them. So that is all we do. We travel full-time, state to state. We just left North Carolina. We're on our way to Tennessee, and we go state to state sharing our passion for hydration and teaching the world that there's better alternatives out there other than what they can get off the store shelves and to educate them on the difference because so many people so many times don't read a nutritional label. So let's just briefly go over the five that I did the other night with Bronwyn and talk about one of my favorite ingredients with them. So I always start with electrofuel. It's super hot in Australia right now. Electrolyte-based drinks are super popular here in the US. So electrolytes, what are they? They're magnesium, potassium, and sodium. Those are your top three electrolytes that put back in when you become chronically dehydrated. 75% of America doesn't drink enough water. So what do they lose? They lose those electrolytes, or they drink just plain water and have flushed those electrolytes right out of their system. So we're going to put some electrolytes back in them. And on the back end, we're going to give them some B vitamins for a good pick up, get up, and go. So electrofuel, energy, and rehydration. But my favorite ingredient in it is what's called pantothenic acid. It takes the excess sugars out of your body and turns it into a natural fuel source. So that's no synthetics, no preservatives, no red dyes like in those store-bought cans that you get that have all those awful names here in the States. I don't even know, Bronwyn, can you guys get those energy drink cans over there in Australia?
Way too many of them.
Okay. Yep. So
nothing healthy about them at all.
Yep. Is a great one to get them off of them. I like to explain the difference when I'm talking about electrofuel, the difference between synthetic caffeine and natural caffeine and how your body processes it differently. So that gets into a whole nother conversation that we can talk about in our Q&A section today. So Trim is my favorite stick. It's one that I go to every single day. I am an awful stupid eater. If I'm not talking, not moving, not working my business, the first thing I do is stupid eat. And I did it to the tune of 300 pounds. So what do I learn about Trim? It's going to fill my body full of minerals and speed up my metabolism naturally. My favorite ingredient in there that does that is that bioperine. It increases the availability of your body to absorb the nutrients that you give it. And Trim, the kiwi strawberry taste is just my favorite. And so I love it. So Trim is a great one to go to, especially over here as everybody was kicking on the bandwagon of New Year's resolutions. Then that's the one we went to. And my AC in the hotel room just clicked on. So if I lose really bad connection, Braun will just let me know. Okay, let's keep going. And I might have to move away just a little bit. Give me just a second. Sorry. That's the ability of being not at home. You never know what's going to happen. So,
No.
okay, let's keep going. Let's travel life. That's the way it goes. All right, let's keep going. Let's go to core. I could talk for hours, and I'm sure you guys have a ton of questions on core because we just touched the surface the other day. There are so many antioxidants inside that little bitty powder that mixes in water that does some pretty amazing things. But the one we touched on the most, and I know this is Bronwyn's favorite stick, is that mangosteen. It has triple the antioxidants of elderberry. When that pandemic hit us in 2020, everybody started talking about elderberry. But mangosteen is my favorite because it has triple the antioxidants, and it's hard to get mangosteen in an affordable good quality, and it's inside that stick. Elderberries, bilberries, grapeseed extract, zinc, all those things that you heard about. So it attacks the inflammation in your body and all those free radicals and questions we can answer, but boost your immune system. So it's going to support it. That's the easiest way we explain it over here in the States. All right, guys, we're briefly going over these, but Soul and Smart is where we focused most of our time the other day, because as Bronwyn said, the kids over there in Australia are going back to school, and we are in the midst of school. So we're in the midst of finals and testing and all that over here. So Soul is my kiddo's favorite. He's the whole reason that I still share them to this day. We had grand mal seizures. He was bullied real bad, and he had shut down from the world. And the first thing that you do over here in the States when you take him to the doctor is they try to shove a pharmaceutical down his throat. And this mama said no. So I found a natural way for him to deal with the stress and anxiety that he was experiencing in sixth grade, which is where it all started. We're now 22. He still to this day drinks Soul. And if he's in a crowd of large sizes, he might drink 3 or 4 sticks, because the beauty of it is you can't overdose on the product. You drink as many as you need to keep cool, calm, and collected. And that's the thing that we love. So the ginkgo biloba in there, it's herb-based, and it enhances the blood flow to the brain, which allows to play as a nootropic and keep things cool, calm, and collected. So Soul for us is an absolute must. There is plenty of Soul in stock to go around. So make sure you're sharing everything you can on the benefits of those moms that prefer not to resort to pharmaceutical medicine to keep their kids on task and to keep them calm. That is the stick for them. But to pair it with what we call their magic or happy juice, that's smart. It's going to boost that brain. It's all those amino acid tree mosses, huperzine A, L-theanine. You know, we have a saying over here in the States, you can stick it in Google because Google knows everything. So if you stick L-theanine in Google, you could fall down a rabbit hole of research of what L-theanine does and how it has been proven to keep you on task. My husband, if we were standing in a booth, he will tell you, it's not going to increase the IQ, but it is going to allow you to stay focused. It's going to keep you able to have multiple projects on a table and focus on just one. So we mix them together for what's called a nootropic cocktail. The two mix together. My kids over here, my mom's, swear by it. They give them half of each stick in their jug before they head off to school in the morning. And then when they get off that bus, that's the first thing they do because there might be homework they have to do. So they mix the other half of each of those sticks and they're good to go. So get yourself a clip, a resealer, good old painter's tape like we use, fold them down and you can save them from the next day. You know, guys, the thing that I love most about all 5 of our little friends, as we call them, we're going to use the inside out version as Bronwyn and I were talking about. All 5 of our little friends are portable, easy to stick in a pocketbook. They're family friendly, and you don't have to worry about any of the harmful chemicals that are in store boughts. No red dyes, no preservatives. And those things are so important when you're educating people on nutrition and health and wellness and what those things do and the effects that they have if they're drinking something. TikTok, over here in the States, everybody was jumping on this water talk bandwagon. And they were going to the dollar stores and grabbing all these hydration sticks. And I was like, oh, water talk. I'm totally in. It's water. I'm the water girl. People have me in their phones as that crazy water lady. And then I was looking into the ingredients and I was like, guys, you're not doing yourself any good by drinking this water because you're putting all these things in it. So we just had to educate them. And that's primarily what our job is, traveling state to state to state and sharing our passion because it's so big and because our family and because our friends have seen so many changes. We have a friend that has come out of a panic attack in less than 30 minutes from Seoul. I have watched my mother-in-law have tremendous results out of core taken regularly because of the super antioxidants power. She is a diabetic, and so we have watched crazy things happen with her A1Cs. My husband lives off electrofuel. I said in the beginning when these sticks were introduced to us in 2017, I never thought anybody could drink more electrofuel than Dennis Ligon, who was part of the original formulation team. But my husband has proven me wrong. He drinks a ton of electrofuel. And for me, if I'm home and I go to the couch after dinner and I have time to stop and begin to detox for the day and just be me, not be a businesswoman, not be a mom, not be an entrepreneur, just to be me, then I start snacking on all the potato chips I can get my hands on. And so trim goes with me and I swear by it because it does curb those cravings from salt or sweet for me. And I love it. So many amazing testimonies that I've heard over the last years that we have been doing it. And so that's all we do is we just get out and share those. And it's amazing to see the new people that we meet. And so that's what we want to do here tonight. We want to answer those questions that you have. We want to help you be able to feel empowered to go out there and talk about these just as Tim and Austin and I do in our everyday lives and share them because there's so many amazing things in them. So, Bronwyn, tell us how we can empower everybody to feel just as strong about sharing these as we do.
Well, as you know, Choreo is my favorite. And the reason this one's my favorite, this is my testimony, is I suffered with fibromyalgia for over 40 years and until I was introduced to Choreo. And I was blown away with the difference that it made in my life and it took that away. And of course, then when I added the 90 essentials as well, I don't suffer from it anymore. My doctors told me, you just have to live with it for the rest of your life. No, you don't, guys. Yeah. You don't have to. And I find if I have a little sniffle, because I, get allergies and stuff, hay fever and stuff, or I feel a cold coming on, I just up the core, about 2 or 3 a day, and it goes away. And I live in what's called
the Ohio Valley. we are known over here in the Ohio Valley. We are known for allergies and hay fever and pollen and all of that stuff. And so it is constantly, when the seasons change over here, it is on the counter and the family knows right where to go to it. When Austin was so sick, with the flu and COVID and those sort of things, that's his go-to. Now, Bronwyn, we didn't talk about stack and sticks, and that's one of our favorite things to do. So,
Oh,
Austin,
yes.
he's not a big fan of core. Like some of the flavors just might not be your favorite, but don't give up on them. Don't give on the powerful things that are in them. And why? Because you can do what we call stack and sticks. You take your two favorite, you mix them in water, and you enjoy them. So for Austin, his two stacked together are core and soul. So not only is he staying calm, but he's boosting his immune system when he's not feeling well. And so I allow him to be able to heal while he's staying calm and to boost his immune system. So I'm going to give you guys a little trick, okay? It's a good old Hinton favorite. We do an event with a gymnastics group and we call it a coach's special. It's electrofuel and core mixed together. A million amazing things that it does. But the other night, I'm going to share my story. We were here in North Carolina doing an event, and I knew that I had talked my ears off because I do that. And I did not the day before drink enough water because I was too busy at the booth. And I could tell that soreness, that migraine was beginning to come on. So I knew the first thing that I had to do was grab a coach's special. That's a core and a fuel mixed together. Why? Core is going to flush those toxins that my body is holding on to. It's going to boost that immune system and attack those free radicals. And then electrofuel is going to rehydrate me with magnesium, potassium, and sodium and give me those B vitamins I need to keep going. So we call it a coach's special. Did it heal my migraine that day? Absolutely. I felt a ton better. But there's so many things that those two combined together can do. So if you want to think of two stacking them together, remember what those Hintons say. Maybe try what we call a coach's special for my gymnastics coaches here in Louisville and see what it can do for you.
Oh, that's an awesome tip, Kara. I mean, do you want to know? Do you know what I stack? I stack all.
Oh, yes.
I stack them all.
So water is different. Okay, let's talk about that. You know, you can buy spring water, you can buy purified water, you can buy reverse osmosis water. There's all kinds of water out there. And sometimes we've noticed that if we go to a different place and we add our stick to water, sometimes the color goes away. So I'm going to use here in Tennessee, where we're currently at right now, if we put electrofuel in Tennessee's water, it turns white. So it's like the color may be gone, but the flavor's still there. And that's because that beet, that all natural, not every water's the same. And so some waters have impurities in them. And sometimes you might see that happen, but don't fear. The benefits and the flavor is still there because my husband can attest to that. So
yes, that's another point that we were taught right at the beginning of when the sticks came out, that it was best to use filtered water or, sort of bottled spring water. And I actually tried it because we use filtered water here all the time. So I thought, okay, I'll do one without the filter, just straight out of the tap, and the color disappeared. And it actually tasted different. It did taste different. Yeah. It didn't, and I think, and I don't think I'm getting as much goodness, but even adding it to ordinary water is better than none at all.
That's right.
And bottled water or filtered water, just because you don't know what the local council puts in it.
Right. And hydration has been such an easy avenue for us to get out there and connect with people. Our slogan is drink more water. And so we'll have people that come up, oh, well, I drink tons of water. That's awesome. Do you drink just plain water? Well, yeah. well, do me a favor. Have you ever heard of the saying water in, water out? And it gives us a lead, a super easy lead right into talking people and sharing our passion for why these are just a little bit different than anything you normally see.
Yes, because if water's going in and straight out, doing nothing. And
That's right.
plain water just doesn't cut it. It doesn't hydrate you. In fact, I
It does
often
not.
feel very dehydrated if I just have plain water. I don't
We
know
have
why. That's
some,
why I like to add something.
yeah. Oh, I totally agree. There's hardly ever a day that we just drink plain water. We just always add a hydration pack. We get, a little pouch, stick it in my go bag, and that's what it goes to. So,
Because like everyone should be an adult at least should be at least having, and here in Australia we're in litres, so around 2 litres a day. I know it goes on your weight, so the heavier you are, the more you need to drink. But I actually personally make up with all five. I do add Tangy, the Tangy as well. But I make up a 2.5 litre jug because, like you, Kara, I get busy and we all get busy and we forget to drink. So this is my way of making sure I drink at least 2 litres a day is I make that up. And if it's not gone by the time I'm ready to go to bed, I know I'm very dehydrated and I need to check it out. So
and
sometimes you've got to do these things. There's way too many people out there who still have these beautiful sticks, but still aren't drinking enough. And it goes for our kids too. So obviously you don't need to do a 2 litre for little kids, but maybe you'll make up a 2 litre one and put it into individual bottles for them. Yeah. And make them drink.
so we tell our customers that there's 3 tips to drinking more water. 1, you got to get a bottle you like. I don't care what it is. I prefer the ones that are motivational, that have the times on them so that it's right in your face so that you see if you're keeping on track. But 1, get a bottle that you like. 2, become emotionally attached to it and take that thing everywhere with you. And then 3, put something in it you like. So 1, get a bottle you like. 2, take it everywhere with you. And 3, put something in it you like. I highly recommend our hydration packs, but you pick what you want. Put something in it you like. That's our tips that we share with our customers.
And not alcoholic, because that dehydrates you.
Dehydrates you. You're defeating the purpose. You're defeating the purpose.
Coffee dehydrates you. Tea, not as much, but it does dehydrate you. It's not as good as the sticks. Yeah. So anyway, do we have any questions out there? I know it's some of our friends have only just popped in. So
there's nothing off the table, guys. So if anything that you can think of, if I don't know the answer, I will be the first to tell you, that's a great question, but I'm not sure. But I know there's enough people out there that I could get the answer from. So Karen says, could you please talk about the Smart one? So I'd love to. Let's talk about Smart. Let's break it down. So Huperzine is a tree moss. Over here, we find that it's been used by the military for years for staying focused on their sleep-deprived missions. And then L-theanine is an amino acid. So both of them play as nootropics on the brain. And there's a million studies and a million Google researches that you can do about nootropics and the benefits of nootropics and what people have found out, the importance of nootropics. But they play as nootropics on the brain to allow you to stay alert and focused. So let me use for an example for this. So Smart for me, my nickname, you guys are learning way too much about me, from my son is called Dory. Okay. I can't remember anything. It's just bad. Sometimes I go from day to day and he's like, Dory. And I'm like, oh, what? Like I totally forget what I was doing or where I was at or when I was functioning on. So For me, those are the days that I notice the benefit on Smart the most. The benefits in the powder, guys. The faster you get the powder down, the faster you're gonna notice the effects. So I tell my customers, if you're using core just for a regimen, you want to reduce inflammation or you want to boost that immune system, drink it over throughout the day. But for me, Smart is one that I guzzle, okay? So it goes in at least amount of water that I have. So let's just say 8 to 16 ounces is where my Smart goes. And it is drank as fast as I can because it's then that I notice that I have to get back on task to be able to get stuff done. Obviously, I'm drifting away. There's Alzheimer's and dementia and stuff that runs in my family. So for me, I'm very conscious of things like that. So for me, I know that I'm having a day where I'm not able to 100% stay on task. And so for what I'll do, 8 to 16 ounces, drink it as fast as I can. And even my husband will tell you that he has gone from a day where we were standing in a booth in our Kentucky State Fair where we'll see an excess of 20,000 people, and he couldn't take $10 from 100 and give $90 change. So we chisel that as fast as we can so that we can instantly notice that we're able to focus and get back on track. So for me, the best way that I love to drink Smart is as fast as I can because I know that it's something that I need to get back focused to get things done throughout the day. So that's my favorite way to drink Smart. Karen, did that answer your questions? And hopefully it did. Bronwyn, I think she had another one. I saw it pop up, but I don't want to.
Before she does, I'm like that with the core. When I was saying before, yes, I make up my 2 liter liter jug. But if I, like you say, with a migraine, like a headache coming on, or even the inklings of it, I don't wait till it's full blown, or any inflammation or pain or anything. And that's why this helped me with my fibromyalgia because Dr. Templeman, taught us, 2, 3, 4 a day. But when you're then not suffering anymore, to reduce them back slowly. But I would do it as like a shot, do it really, drink it all at once, as well as my other through the day. Sorry. Yes, if I need a boost fast, if I've got the sneeze is really bad with allergy, with hay fever and stuff, and I just down one of those, as well as
it's kind of it's kind of the same thing. When you go to the doctor and they're trying to get in something in you as fast as they can, you'll notice that they'll say, okay, you're going to take 3 of these for day 1 and 3 of these for day 2 and 2 of these for day 3 and 2 of these for day 4. And then you're going to go to 1 a day for the next 7 days. And then you can go to 1 every. So it's kind of more maintenance. So with core, that sounds like that's exactly what Templeman told us so many years ago. I think of him and remember him so often. But the other thing that I wanted to talk about Smart, and the reason some of my customers love it, is because it has stevia leaf extract in it. So again, you've got to look at that nutritional label. You've got to look at those other ingredients. And so we're 100% honest when we're sharing them. If my customers are unrefined cane sugar, stevia leaf, then Smart and Core are those 2 that I send them to, because Smart does have a stevia leaf extract. But for my customers who are doing low carb, because the carbs in the Smart don't mix with them, then they'll stay away from those. So everybody's body's differently. Everybody's journey's differently. They have to pick something that works for their life. So just have them look at that label. And if I can ever help break the label down for something that they have in question, then you guys know I'm just a Facebook message away. So.
Okay. And now Karen's other question was about trim. How effective is it? Because it's another of her favorites. So you have a great testimony with trim. It's what helped you get from over 300 pounds to, I don't know now, but you look amazing.
Yeah.
I met you when you first, back in.
I was a big girl. Yeah, I was a big girl. I look back at those. I look back at those pictures wearing a 3X and topping off in a 4X, and I was like, holy moly, Carolyn Net, what were you doing? So let's just talk about it. Everybody's life's differently. You have to pick when you're ready to change, okay? People will look at me and go, what did you do? What was your quick fix? Well, there is no miracle. There's one person that does that. That's not me. But trim is something that I have noticed controls those cravings from salt or sweet. So 2017, the sticks came into our life, but it wasn't until 2020 that I truly decided to make a change in my life. And when I did, I went low carb, low sugar. Like you guys know, we travel full time. And so I had to have something that worked. So to count calories or count points or do this or do that, it just wasn't going to work. So for me, it was something that I knew I could do. Didn't have any thinking to it. If I went in someplace and needed to get something. So for example, tonight we went out to dinner with my mom. And the first thing that I did was I ordered a turkey burger with no bun. And I didn't get the fries because I know I don't want the carbs. I'm still eating the delicious food they are. I'm just choosing the lifestyle to not do the carbs of the bun or the fries. So I went low carb and I low sugar. I take a Burn, which is another Benny U product that I love. I start my morning with Burn. It kickstarts my metabolism and gets me going. And then I drink Trim, which controls those cravings from salt or sweet and provides my body with minerals and speeds up my metabolism so that I don't feel like I have to snack all day long. And for me, that was my issue. I was a stupid eater. I did it with the best of them. I did it to the tune of 300 pounds almost. And over the holidays, I lost sight of my lifestyle and picked back up some weight. But I'm proud to say 8 of those 15 pounds are back off because I knew exactly what I had to do. And that was go low carb, little to no sugar, and drink my Trim and take my Burn. It just is what it is. It's the way that I function. And so for me, that's my favorite function of Trim is telling my customers that it's not going to pull thousands of pounds off them. They have to be willing to make a lifestyle change. They have to be willing to do some other things in conjunction with this. Nothing is an easy fix in this world, guys. It takes some work and some dedication. And so this stick is simply just a tool in their belt to help them in their journey. And that's to help them stop those cravings from salt or sweet. And that's the biggest thing it's done for my life. Yeah.
Okay, so Gary has put something in the comments. It's the half-life of a product. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, Gary. Can you unmute
So Gary's been with us for quite some time. Gary was on our Blue Box team, I believe, if I remember the Gary that's on here. And I don't know whether he can unmute, but
can you unmute, Gary? That'd be awesome.
Be happy to talk about it or help you.
I don't know.
Or maybe just type in a little bit more if you can tell me.
I'm on.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, good.
Okay, talking about the half-life of a product is, it might be 100% effective, but during the first 30 minutes, you're getting so much of it, and then as time goes on, it depreciates out of your body. If that makes
so
sense.
you're gonna so kind of like and Gary, am I corrected? Were you part of our Blue Box team years and years ago?
Right, I was part of it and everything because I was M Network and then you and all.
So Gary, guys, Gary came over when the original sticks were formulated. I thought that was the Gary that I saw in here. So Gary came over when our original sticks were formulated with Dr. Templeman. And so again, when you provide, let's use core. Okay. Again, I could talk about core for hours. You guys have to forgive me. When you push that many antioxidants into your system and it goes immediately after those free radicals that are in your body, then it begins to just do some crazy, crazy things. And then over time, you can slowly begin to reduce the amount that you're giving it. and see that your body is still reacting the way it did in the beginning. Is that kind of what you were going after, Gary?
Right. I just saying, like, if you flood your body a lot at the beginning, but then as time goes on, it builds up in your body, so you don't have to put as much in to get the same effects.
Yep. So the
Yeah,
regimen
that's what I've noticed with the core.
Yeah. So the regimen that we recommend, again, no medical statements, all we're sharing is our personal stories. But the recommendation that we made to my mother-in-law, so we use our personal story of hers, when her A1C was just completely out of the roof, like it was awful. We were like, okay, for the first week, you've got to get 2 of these sticks in every single day. Then week number 2, go down to just 1 a day. Then week 3, keep on that 1 a day. Let's do that for 30 days. And then if we notice you're seeing some results, then maybe we'll go to 1 every other day or 1 every third day. And so that's what we recommend. The faster you can get it in your body in the beginning, the better you're going to be off, and then start that slow maintenance over time. Great,
So
great
which one was
comment,
it that
Gary.
you
Thank
started
you.
with? Which one did you?
Core.
Core.
My favorite.
Yep. Yep.
You can talk about core all day long.
Have you tried Rebound and mixing with your sticks or either the
Yes.
plant?
Yes. So
Yes, I
the
love to
thing
do
that
that
I
too.
love, guys, is just because we talk about my 5 favorite friends doesn't mean that's all the 5 I have. I have 22 hydration products that I share, and they all come from longevity. And that's been the biggest blessing in my life. Just because I came in 2017 with 5, somebody might not like this one. Okay, you don't like this one? Let me sub it out for these. So I'm going to use an example. If they don't like the Splenda and one of my Electrofuel, I'm going to send you to Pollen Burst. If you don't like this and this, let me send you to this. Saxy and Core go good to, they're a good combination to kind of teeter-totter off people. Trim, Fuel, Pollen Burst, those are a good teeter-totters. Rebound. There's so many options out there to help our customers get the hydration they need. So I inevitably lead with those 5. They're my top 5 sellers everywhere I go. But it doesn't mean it's the only ones I share. And that's the blessing that I've had with longevity.
Yeah, well, we don't have as many of the options over here in Australia. We have our 5, the 5 to Thrive.
Yay! Well, they're the only ones I lead with on my table. So if you come to my table, they're the only 5 you get, and unless you ask, you don't get.
Yes, but I love to add my Rebound. Like change it up a bit. I've just changed up because remember when I was young, when I was growing up, my mum used to put all these different drinks together and make a punch bowl drink at Christmas time. It was always a Christmas thing. And she'd put fruits in there as well, like a fruit salad and stuff. But so I do that with these 5, but sometimes I add in some Rebound. I always add the Tangy in as well.
Tangerine.
The tangerine. And the fucoidin, was it?
Yep.
Z-radical.
Z-radical.
Yeah. And because now we have the mineral sticks, it's got
cherry mints.
And so I change it up. So I might do the whole lot, or I'll change it up just however I feel, what taste I feel like that day. But my stable is my Core and the Tangy. I do put those in, and Smart.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
Soul, Core, Trim, Smart, and Fuel. If you were to come to my house right now, they're all 5 on the counter. That's the ones we go to. But the biggest complaint we hear from our customers is, I don't drink water because it's boring. How many of you guys have ever heard that? Like, I know I'm not
all the time. I said, look, I got something to stop it from being boring.
That's exactly what we say. Well, can we show you how we can make it unboring? and it gives us an opportunity. So it's just all about asking those questions. And that's why, the question and answer here tonight, like, you can't feel empowered as Bronwyn wants you to go out and share the passion of hydration unless you ask the questions. So ask as many as you have.
I have also, now I shouldn't say this, but I've seen people turn them, especially the Corio, into a margarita. And some people add a little alcohol. I don't, so I'm not an alcohol drinker. But they make summertime, right? I actually made a combination of all these, and I added the collagen peptides and the tangerine and made it into an icy cold that my mother-in-law loves, because I can't get her to drink anything supplement. I can't get her to do any supplements. She now lives with us. So I made some icy poles. So you can make icy poles with them. You can make milkshakes with them. You can make ice cream with them. You name it.
I probably have,
and I've cooked with
recipes for days. Yeah.
I use them
recipes for days
when I make muffins and little, cakes. So not only is it gluten free, but it's sugar free, because I use it with all this. And I've actually used these two in place of sugar when I've made jam.
Oh, I haven't tried
orange marmalade jam.
Like something I need to.
But anyway, that was an experiment that I did a year ago. So there's very versatile, very, very versatile, and I don't have to use as much as what sugar it suggests to use, right? So it might give you a cup of sugar. I might only use one of these. I won't use a whole cup. I won't do the equal amount of sugar for one of these, but I use these instead of sugar.
Karen, did we answer your questions on trim? I just want to make sure before we jump off that and I have a Dory moment that we did answer all your questions on trim.
You can unmute if you're able to, Karen. Oh, maybe she's typing.
Sorry, what was that? Bronwyn?
Kara wants to know, did we answer all your questions on trim to your satisfaction?
That's my other favourite, because that is so that and the smart. We were just talking about it.
I know why you like trim, because it has kiwi fruit in it. Your namesake.
Well, yes, I don't like it. I don't. Anyway, yes, that's very interesting. Thank you so much for that, Kara.
You are very welcome. Anytime, my beautiful
friend. Do you have any more questions at your place there, Karen?
Any more questions that you want to ask?
I just want to know the dosages that they have, like when they say a pack, 2 packets a day, is that in 2 litres of water?
Oh, yeah.
Just what they have, just gives an idea.
So each sachet, how much water is recommended, especially if you're having 2 a day of each one?
Okay, so I will tell you, if you look at the packaging of the powder, it tells you 16 ounces of water. If you were to come to my booth right now, you're going to notice that we mix them in 32 ounces of water. 1, because I just need you to try the flavors. And 2, the benefits in the powder. So it doesn't matter whether you add it to 8, 16, 32. It just depends on personal taste. Where do you like it at? If you can do, my runners put my stiks in 40 to 64 ounces. They already drink enough water for me. They just need the supplements that are inside my powders. So they mix it together. So to ask them to get down 64 ounces of water, that happens in an hour or 2 hours at sometimes. If I go to a new water drinker and ask them to drink 64 ounces of water with some electrolytes in it, they're going to tell me I'm crazy, and that's going to take them 6 weeks. So I prefer that they start it in 16 ounces of water. So your customers, start them where they're comfortable. Just tell them the less water they add to the powder, the more flavor they're going to get. The more water they add, the less flavor, but the benefit is in that powder. So how fast they can get that powder down is what truly matters. We recommend to our customers at least 64 ounces a day, okay? There's a million things out there, half your body weight. If somebody told me half of my body weight when I was 300 pounds, I probably would have laughed at them and walked away and stayed 300 pounds. It just is the honest truth. So We try to recommend 64 ounces. If I can get you to get 64, then I can begin to move you up to where I need you to. But let's start small. Let's get those small instant wins so people feel successful and empowered, and then continue to build them up to where we need them to be.
You know what I do, Karen?
Any more
Getting back,
She's talking to you.
Oh, sorry.
I just want to say, what I do is I liken it to, remember, I know the guys in your room, you're all old enough to remember when we used to mix cordial with water, and some people liked it stronger than others.
Yeah.
I liken these the same. You keep adding water till you get it to the taste that suits you, or the strength that suits you. So they go great in a 600 ml bottle of water, because we have mils here, Kara. So that's probably.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's fine. For those who can't convert, 600 ml bottle of water, they go great in that. But if that's too strong for you, just add more.
Okay, that's great.
That is.
I do have another question though. What was that, Marie? Did you have a question?
Oh no, not really. It was just, where does coconut water sit with all of this? Yeah. As far as electrolytes and
It's just someone asking about coconut water.
With it.
You can mix them with coconut water. I have a girl that mixes to this day. Her name is Karen. No problem. She loves Smart. She lives by Smart. Her next favorite is Cherry Mints. She mixes it with coconut water. So yeah, there's no rules that say you cannot mix it with some other form of liquid.
Okay.
Yeah, like milk. You can make milkshakes out of these and make yourself a very nice tropical milkshake.
Curdle, isn't it?
Yeah, wouldn't it curdle? No.
Milk doesn't sound.
But that's
Almond milk.
well, you can try.
Of course you could.
But anyway, that was sorry, I don't want to interrupt you all.
That would be an experiment that you would have to do, because it would depend on your own taste buds. So give it a go. You say, oh well, I don't know. Give it a go to the people who want to say, can I add it to my almond milk? So that's what I would say. If they like a strawberry milk, or they like a berry milk or anything, then I can't see where there would be an issue. There's no rules. There's no hard and fast rules. The goodness is in the sachet. You can sprinkle that on ice cream if you really want and get it down that way. That's
the reason she was asking about coconut was because of electrolytes in coconut, and then you've got your electrolytes in these products. Yep. Doubling the electrolytes, but these are better, aren't they?
how do you feel about coconut water basically, just on its own?
Yeah, well, I don't know if you know. There's someone asking how you feel about coconut water on its own. But I suppose
etc.
I'm torn, and I'm just going to be honest. So I think that there's some coconut water that can be great to drink in the intermittent when you're not drinking hydration packs. You just got to look at that nutritional label of the coconut water. So some of them have things in them that I'm just not, and I don't know about your alls over there. I don't know whether they're the same. So please forgive me. But there's some of them that the sugar content can be a little bit higher than what I like. So just look at that ingredient and see where your sources of your electrolytes. So I don't know if yours is like pure coconut, just like, what is it called? Is it in a blue, like cocoa? Yeah, my Tim's the unseen partner in all this crazy hydration stuff. So he sometimes is the brain back here. It's in a blue container. That's the one we're okay with, the sub. But we don't use it just as just our straight form of hydration. No, but we're okay with it.
Yes, like everything, you got to read the labels.
You do.
Because
It's
they're not all
education.
the same. Like water is not
Nope.
the same everywhere either, as you explained in the beginning. Do we have any more questions anywhere?
I'd just like to say thank you, Kara. It was very informative.
She said, thank you, Kara.
Oh, you are so welcome. So guys, if something comes up after this, I'm going to tell you guys the same thing I tell my customers. My customers walk away with my personal cell phone and my friendship is 100% free. You call or text me day or night. The same thing applies to each and every one of you. My friendship is 100% free. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. You call, text me, message me. If anything comes up, and if there's a question I can't get, we'll either get a hold of somebody who was there in the beginning, or we'll get a hold of somebody in Longevity who can answer it for us.
So, Hannah, what does she call herself on Facebook?
Oh, are you just Kara on Facebook?
She's just Kara Hinton on Facebook.
Yep,
Okay.
just Kara Hinton, and
Kara
then
Hinton.
yep.
Okay.
And on Instagram, I think. On Instagram,
Instagram, it's Hydrate with the Hintons. Yeah. So.
Okay, no problems. We'll do that. Sorry,
How
I've
does
just
she
got
spell
a
it? What does she spell it?
So
Okay.
it's Kara, and then Hinton, Hinton.
You got that?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Good. Okay, so if we have no further questions, we will leave it there, because that's Karen has a room full of people there every Tuesday, which is why I changed from Wednesday to Tuesday for that group, that room. And it's, yeah, they sometimes have their camera on, they sometimes don't. Anyway, so with no further ado, if there's no more questions, we will leave it there. Well, I'm so grateful my internet has lasted. My power on my laptop is about to go flat, so I best get out of here. And as I ask you all in at Bronie's desk, to stay safe, stay informed, be empowered, but do not live in fear, my friends. And when you are staying hydrated, revive, with our 5 little friends, 5 to thrive, you too will be powerful, beautiful, brilliant, and most definitely very brave. God bless you all, and catch you again tomorrow here in Bronie as well. And thank you, my darling Kara, for stepping in at a last minute notice, really. So it was really good in your travels, and all the best with your travels. God bless you all. Bye for now.